Hey there, this is Christine Landl, and I am with my sister, my best friend, my business partner, Jennifer Ream, and we are so excited to be here on yet again another platform that we are creating and another chapter, another piece to our journey.
The Vibe Well Podcast. This is Jennifer Ream. So excited to be here with you guys. Our intention for this podcast is all about sharing our love for all things wellness, holistic wellness that is. And we are here to uplift, plant some seeds, and support you on your wellness journey. We've always loved being able to be out there with our community, sharing all the things that we learn. And as we grow and learn new things, we love to put them out there, and maybe they'll plant some seeds for you and help you along your journey. So here we are. Let's get started. Hi, everybody. Oh, I just said hi first. I never say hi first.
That felt weird.
You know, you have to stick with your flow. Usually Christine says hi first.
You were feeling this one,
I guess. It just came out. So here we are. So hey, everybody. So excited to be back. We're going to talk about being grounded today. And this is, I don't know, this is one of my favorite things. I learned about being grounded, I guess.
I think you should stop for a minute.
Why?
Because we need to make sure that you're not talking about your parents just grounded you. Because for those who have never been here, they're like, wait a minute, you're grounded? Like, who's grounding you?
Oh my God, I didn't even think of that. But you're so right.
I'm being grounded.
Yeah, no, let's start. I mean, let's reverse it a little bit.
I'm totally kidding, but that's what I thought of it. I mean, we were grounded.
No, if you thought of it,
We
that's
were
what somebody
grounded
else
a
was
lot.
thinking
Yeah.
of too. So you were grounded more than me.
Yeah, because you didn't get it caught.
Right.
My
gosh.
sass is usually what got me grounded.
Yeah, I was better at hiding stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes. Staying grounded in the terms that we're talking about is not about being grounded by your parents. It is definitely about being in flow with your energy system. It's about being connected to the earth. It's about balancing your system physically, emotionally, spiritually, and understanding that you are made up of energy systems. And we're not going to go into chakras today, but if you are familiar with chakras, they are the energy systems within your body. 7 are the most common that flow from your sacral area up to the top of your head. There are way more than that and that go beyond. But in general, being grounded means that you are focusing on balancing those energy centers within your body and connecting yourself to the earth. And I think understanding that the earth is filled with such amazing energy that comes up from her that is really important in keeping all of us healthy.
She's alive.
Yeah. She is exuding a lot of energy. And so to go back for a second about how I first learned about this for me, I'd heard about it, gosh, I don't even know when, but I ended up going on a retreat one time and was in a session and realized that not being grounded was affecting me in the sense that I didn't feel energetically balanced and connected to the earth. And that in turn was creating certain emotional reactions. It was creating certain scenarios in my life. It was creating certain health issues. So it's all about understanding the energy systems of the earth in your body. So being grounded for us, it kind of has gotten, I feel like, more popular. People understand you're putting your feet in the grass, you're getting grounded. I'll often post pictures of myself doing that because I'd like to do it frequently. But it's understanding that the reason why you're doing it and what it really means and how it can be so beneficial to your health. And there's an amazing documentary out there that goes into this way better than I feel like we could ever explain or show physically, of people their health being transformed by this, laying in the grass grass and really connecting to the earth. And I think it's called grounded.
Grounded or earthing?
Or maybe it's earthing.
I feel like it may be earthing.
Yeah, but it was on Netflix for a while. I'm sure you can find it if it's not on there anymore through like Amazon Prime or something like that. But highly recommend that if you're interested in studying it a little more. We want today just to introduce, if you're new to it, and really just share our personal experiences in how to recognize if you're not grounded. And recognizing what you can do to get grounded.
Yeah, and for me, I feel like I realized the powerful transformation it can bring by just experiencing myself what it feels like to do it. And so it could be from a place of going and sitting in the grass and on a sunshiny day with my kids and realizing how my vibe was completely raised and how peaceful I felt afterwards, and then continuing to do that anytime needed, putting my feet in the grass, just breathing in the fresh air. All of that feels like it just realigns you and re-energizes you. And that's kind of how I started with it. And then just from there, learned about the power that actually does create within you. And so it's a real thing. We've actually heard so many cool stories of people not feeling well, and we'll say, go put your feet in the grass, go do a quiet meditation, just take some deep breaths with your feet touching the earth in some way. And you can actually even do it just by sitting in a chair and visualizing yourself connecting to the earth and your roots growing. And we can get into that in a minute. But I mean, we've truly heard real life stories from people doing this, and the amazing impact it's had on just making them feel better. I mean, who doesn't want to feel better in those moments when you're struggling?
Yeah. So I think what would be important to understand is to recognize when you need to do this. So what comes to mind first, because I experienced it this morning and I was like, oh shit, I need to be grounded. I need to get grounded today. Like, you just recognize when you feel flustered or like
Agitated.
wonky energy, like irritable. You feel like totally disconnected from yourself, or those are the moments where you go, oh, I'm not grounded right now. Like, because when you're grounded, you are completely present and you're in alignment with yourself, and you are very mindful of your present moment. And that is the practice actually right there. So it's recognizing when you need to get grounded. And obviously meditation is a great way to do this. And we'll talk about that in a second when we get into how to get grounded. But it's important to recognize if you don't do this at all now, just start with little simple recognizing parts of your day where you feel like off or not in alignment, or things like, especially if you're going through the day and things are just not going well for you, like that you've got yourself into an energetic pattern, because we're always creating our future with our energy. So if your energy is off, each next moment is probably going to be off, and you're going to create that ripple effect of things are just off for me today.
Yeah. And it's typically when you're letting everything in the external control you and control your day versus you in control. And
yes.
Yeah.
Taking your power back.
Yeah.
So if you can get in the practice of thinking, ooh, I'm not feeling grounded right now. Like, I need to take a moment. So I need to go outside. And this is interesting too. And I think they go into this in the documentary, but when they started creating tennis shoes back in the day, with the rubber soles on the bottom, that really affected all of our health, because before that, we were wearing things that we were wearing materials that kept us grounded to the earth, connected to the earth. And now we wear things that are not connecting us to the earth, and they're creating that barrier between us physically.
Especially us who only get to be out with our bare feet maybe half of the year.
Yeah, in the Northern Hemisphere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So the months that you can, really taking your shoes off and standing outside is so helpful. But even if you can't, and you're finding yourself in that energetic pattern of kind of discombobulation, you at least need to go outside and take some deep breaths in of the air. We are one with the nature. We are connected with the nature. Nature is our what heals our bodies on so many levels. So when we understand that connection with nature and how important it is life-giving to us. And it's a reset. So you can go out and reset yourself with some deep breaths either in and out of the fresh air. So that's a really important thing to do or recognize when you're feeling any of those symptoms that we mentioned. But especially if you're just sick, like let's say you're sick, maybe you have a cold or something else is going on within your body, making that part of your practice, making that part of your wellness routine is really, really powerful.
Yeah, and my favorite way is to literally just take my shoes off and go stand in the grass or do, like I mentioned, a meditation and grounding. You can find those on the Insight Timer just by searching grounding, connecting to the earth, any of those, and it will visually take you through a meditation to do that. And it's so beautiful, and you feel like you're back in alignment. And and I really think of this as just another tool. It's just like another one of those tools that we have in our toolbox to get when we are out of alignment. And again, we all know that when we're out of alignment, things just don't flow. You feel like you're swimming upstream, and just another way to bring you back into the present moment.
Mm-hmm. So that was really the intention about talking about that today, is really bringing some awareness to and adding this tool to your toolbox. I think that's the most important part of that, is that it's not the end all be all. Like our toolbox is huge. Mm-hmm. So when we're feeling a certain way, or we're coming down with something, we're tapping into many, many resources and we've talked about those in the past. We just talked about those on a recent podcast about what we do seasonally and things like that. So grounding is just part of that. But it is one that you kind of have to practice and recognize when you're needing it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the key too, like recognizing that it's about the energy. It's about maybe you're kind of stuck in a negative pattern, or you're depressed. It's, recognizing that you're just not balanced and things are off, and that you have the power to change that through your thoughts. And just getting grounded helps you do that, helps you get clearer, helps your thoughts become clearer, helps your intuitiveness become clearer. You're more connected to the information that you need from your guides and your people and your higher self.
Yeah. So since you just said everything I was going to say, I have to be really careful not to think too far ahead when we're in these podcasts, because I literally give you and I could see, like, all of a sudden I can see her. I can literally see you receive it.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's the telepathy we have.
We're beyond our years, and where we won't have to speak at some point in our life.
Yeah,
just be able to speak telepathically.
Telepathy is freaking crazy. It's some crazy shit, and we all can do it. But when you've been doing it for many lifetimes, like we have, it's really bizarre.
Yeah, and I cannot even tell you how many times during a podcast that it happens. I'm like, oh shit,
she just said it. That's why we have to be in flow.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing for sure. But I just to even talk about that intuition part, that was one of the things for me that I feel like is so beneficial to grounding when you're feeling like you're in a funk. And I think the depression, the anxiety, or the lack of clarity, the brain fog, not being able to make a decision on something that you need to make a decision on, it does clears the channels to be able to bring your intuition in, and you feel the weight lifted off, which also allows things to flow in. So you get the answers, you know which direction to take. It feels right, and you just know it. And I think that's another huge benefit to grounding yourself. And it's in that moment, like meditation or any of the other many tools that breath work, whatever. It's just one of those things that, again, can really clear away the cobwebs and bring that focus and clarity back to the present moment.
Mm-hmm. One of the grounding meditations that we've done, and there's so many of them out there that you can get on, and we reference Insight Timer a lot, because it is one of our faves, because you can just literally search in like grounding meditation or whatever you want, anxiety meditation. But some of my favorite grounding meditations that I've done, and you don't have to have a guided meditation on to do it, it's simply like if you're just in the moment and you know you need it and you have the opportunity to step outside, you can literally just kind of get still, focus on your breath, and then you imagine the roots of kind of like the roots of a tree extending from your feet and going to the center of the earth. And they extend and you're just visualizing it, you're seeing it. You're connected to your feet, and the roots are growing. They're going down to the center. They're circling around the center of the earth, and they're getting powered, like they're getting energized. They're getting light filled. And then slowly that light is coming back to you, coming back to the soles of your feet, and coming up through your root chakra, through your sacral area, through your spinal column, through your throat, through your head, and out the top and into the heavens. And so that simple just moment, and it literally takes a minute, can be so powerfully grounding for you. And you can do that at any time. So it's really about visualizing and closing your eyes and seeing it happen. And you may need to sit, and that's fine too, because sometimes it can be you can get a little wobbly if you're standing and trying to do that, but sit, put your feet down on the ground and visualize that happening. And if you need to do it a couple times, do it a couple times. But once you've done it, you're grounded, like you are there. Mm-hmm. So you trust it. And you get up, you take a deep breath, and you breathe out any of the funk that you had lingering going on, and you literally physically feel yourself breathe it out. You see it leave you, and you move on with your day, and you are grounded and you are ready. So that's a really powerful way to get grounded, besides just being out in nature intentionally, turning inward at any time. You can, get grounded through listening to music. But the key really is if you can and when you can be out in nature. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's just nothing better. Like it. Yeah. Like I would live outside. I feel like if I could.
You even more so than me, I think, need it.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's crazy.
Because you'll go out in the dead of winter with your Eskimo clothes on and walk, and I'm like,
and I hate the cold.
I don't know how she's doing that. But.
And I do not like the cold, but I crave the nature so intensely that that's just like literally my favorite thing to do. And I think too, now you crave it. Like, once you feel that feeling and what it does for you. I
think Dad's like that.
Yeah.
He's totally like that.
Totally.
That's one of the things I've always thought, that you guys, like, mm-hmm. there's something that both of your souls need mm-hmm. to be in nature.
Yep. Yeah. It's
healing.
Yeah. If you don't like nature, I might question you.
If you're human, you might be an alien.
I don't know what, I think it's just, if you are human, that is it's super, super important.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, even if you don't feel like you need it, I feel like make the time to do it.
Yep. And if you're resisting it, then dive even further.
Definitely
into
do it.
I mean, there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You need it.
I'm kind of kidding about that. Not really, but oh goodness. Okay.
So that was kind of a short and sweet and but super powerful and super important one that so many people don't realize should be a big part of our in our back pocket. So something that's very simple and free. And
free. Yeah. So many of the things that we talk about, they are free.
Yeah.
They're just
inner work.
Exactly. So obviously reach out if you have any questions or comments or stories that you would like to share, because we love to hear from you.
All right. Thanks for being here today. Make sure you share the love, especially if you know somebody that could that resonate with this as well. That's what it's all about, is listening, learning, and sharing.
Bye.
Sending our love.
Thanks again, friends, for joining us today on our latest podcast episode. We love sharing this with you. So please share the love if you feel called to all your friends and family.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss out on what we're going to talk about next. It's always so juicy.
And of course, you can find us on social, Instagram, Vibe Well Lifestyle, and Vibe Well on Facebook. Love y'all.
And if you're in town, make sure you stop by and see us at Vibe Well too.
Yeah, we would love to see your cute face.
See you soon.
Bye.